Hey, what's up and hello, it's Kim here and welcome back to my channel. For this video, I put together a couple of things that I've learned during this pandemic. I know it's been a hard and trying time for most of us, and 2020 was not what anyone expected, but in the midst of everything that's been happening, I think there's still some positives and good things that we can pull from that we've learned throughout this time in quarantine, and just reevaluating our priorities in life, where we've been and where we're going and what's happening. The first thing that I've learned during the pandemic is that our time is very valuable and we need to make the most of it. So before quarantine, we were so used to just being busy and getting things done and not really stopping to have time for ourselves or to see our loved ones or to make other things a priority that probably should have been. And I've noticed now during quarantine and just the past couple of months that we've gone through that I really value my time. I've been able to do things that I didn't have the time to do before, or I didn't make the time to do before. We just have a much more relaxed routine compared to what it used to be of, driving to work, stuck in traffic, stressed because we have all these things to get done, and then we have to rush home and cook dinner. Whatever your routine is, I'm sure it was very hectic, and at some point you were like, oh my gosh, when is this gonna end? But during the pandemic, we actually had time to just sit down and eat a meal together and enjoy quiet time. I've been picking up books a lot more. I've read a couple of books during quarantine, which is something that I used to love to do, was make time to read, and I never did before. So now that we have had all of these months to kind of reflect, I feel like it's been such a big help in my personal life. So just value your time and make the most of it. We're never gonna get this much quiet time, alone time, time to reflect. And I'm gonna stop saying time now, but just value your time and make the most of it is all I'm trying to say. Another thing that I've learned during this pandemic is that we place so much emphasis on material objects and we just want to buy things all the time, and it's so easy, trust me, I know, with Amazon Prime and just curbside everything everywhere all the time. It's kind of overwhelming and it makes you just want to constantly buy things. But really, we don't need anything. If I've learned anything through all this time, is that what we have now and the people around us, it's what's the most important, and we need to treasure that. So instead of just buying things left and right, maybe make it a project in your house to repurpose something with your brother or with your roommate, or have a game night together. Just don't get so caught up in just buying things to make you feel better, or just because you're bored. There's tons that you can do. You can start reading books and listening to podcasts and continue watching my YouTube channel. So just do things that are going to fulfill you. If you are going to buy things left and right, definitely look into supporting small businesses. I know during this time we've seen a lot of local restaurants or boutiques and just small little shops here that have gone out of business because they really struggled during COVID. So if you are going to shop and you need to buy some things or a birthday present or something for yourself, look into shopping local, and it would make a huge difference in your community. Another thing that I've been able to do during this pandemic is to really focus on my mental health and my sanity through all of this. I know it's just been so overwhelming watching the news and reading tweets and seeing what everyone thinks about all these different things. And as long as you're safe and your loved ones are safe and everyone's okay, then you should really take the time to focus on yourself. I have a video about all of my morning routine habits and just things that I really recommend that you guys should check out. And one of those things is to start a daily journal. I did this back January 1st. It was one of my New Year's resolutions to journal at least once or twice a week, just so I can kind of get my thoughts out and remember things that are happening, so I can look back and see how much I've grown. During this time in quarantine, I've really been able to stick to that and just journal almost every day and really just get things out, and it feels so good to not get overwhelmed and to just feel like you kind of have a little bit of control of your thoughts and what's happening. So I definitely recommend journaling. It really helps with your mental health. Also, going on walks, be outside and feel that fresh air. I have a dog, and so I'm able to walk her a lot, but if you don't, you can definitely just walk around and listen to a podcast, and I promise it would make you feel so much better. And just continue doing things that are going to make your mind feel better. Try something new, maybe find a new recipe that you can cook for dinner, reach out to a friend. As long as everything's distant and safe, definitely there's a lot of things that you can do that will really help your mental health and stay calm and collected and just feel good about where you are and what you're doing. Another lesson the pandemic has taught me is that I don't always need to know what the next step in my life is gonna be. I love to control things, I love to plan things and just know what's happening. I'm not good with surprises. They are the worst in my opinion. I like to know what's happening, when, what outfit I need to wear, where I need to be, and the fact that the pandemic has totally stopped everything and I'm not able to plan my next weekend, my next vacation, like anything is very frustrating for me, but I know a lot of people are in the same boat. And so during this time in quarantine, I've really learned that it's okay to not be okay and to just stop and realize, even though I don't know what I'm doing next weekend or the weekend after or how the holidays are gonna be this year or when this whole thing is gonna be over, it's totally fine to just relax in the moment and just let it be. Which leads me into the final thing that I've learned during this pandemic, and I think it's the most important, and it's that we are not in control of our lives or anything that's happened, and it's all God, and we have to put our faith in what He is doing and His timing and His purpose and the reason for everything that's been going on. Just taking a step back and focusing on your faith has been a game changer for myself and for, I know, a lot of people around me. Continuing to have your Bible study time and your devotions with God and listening to your worship music and just staying in the right mindset. We're not in control at the end of the day, whether there's a pandemic going on or not, whether a tsunami is coming, whether, you know, the sky is falling. Like, God knows why and has a purpose and a time and reason for everything, and we just have to dwell on that and hold on to our faith, because that is really what just gets us through any situation in life. So just remember that we are not in control, but God is, and everything's gonna be all right. I hope you guys enjoyed those little tidbits of lessons that I've learned during the pandemic and just time in quarantine, time by myself, and time to reflect and figure things out. Even though we don't have everything figured out, we never will. God is still in control and everything is going to be a-okay. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.